Hi, folks. Welcome to The Citizen. We are in conversation with each other. There's Mehru Jaffer, who's a senior journalist who also writes for The Citizen regularly. And there's me, Seema Mustafa, who is the founding editor of The Citizen. And we both went and saw Pathan, separately, of course, in different cities. And we thought we'd bring some of our reactions to you, considering it's such a box office hit. So, Meru, we'll start with you. I'll just toss the question to you. Tell me your reaction to the film, not to the politics, but to the film.
You can't leave the politics out, Seema, because it's Pathan is more than just a film. And we took our time to talk about Pathan because we just wanted to see, from the time it released, where it was going. And
Yeah.
to tell you frankly, I saw it in the cinema hall here and I had a terrible headache because, the metallic sound and the electrifying background score was just too much for my nerves. And I think I spent most of my time in the cinema hall nursing my poor nerves than following the story if there was one. But I have to say that, this film is very important because it's more than a film. I think Pathan is a statement. I'm so happy, not for myself, but for Shahrukh Khan. How
He
the
get
film has really worked for him and the filmmakers. And
I'm going to cut you a little bit. I know this point you're dying to make it, and we'll get back to it. But
yeah,
I think let's just talk about the film per se. There's one is the politics, which of course a lot of discerning people know, and maybe many non-discerning don't know. And yet it was such a box office hit. I
yeah.
mean, it was Bollywood at its most escapist. They didn't
Yes,
even
but it's
apologize
also
for it.
a love letter, Seema. It's a love letter to Shah Rukh Khan. It's full of love. It gave
So
love
I'm
and
just
it
yeah.
received love.
Yeah, I just want to come in with my little two bits about the movie itself, the
Yeah.
technical, the movie. Not not what's happening outside, but what is happening on screen. So where I also thought, I mean, you got a headache. I didn't get a headache because I think I went in with very very low expectations, and then I saw this. Escapist, total Bollywood film made slickly, lot of muscle on display, all good bodies, good looking people, and a plot that is as far-fetched as any other plot. Lousy dialogue, maybe one good song if you want to say it's a good song, but Javed Akhtar has already told us what he thinks about that song even before the movie was released. So, in terms of the movie itself, it was just another Bollywood extravagant film, right? Now you
Very.
go on about your love letter. Yeah.
Yeah. Expensive, extravagant. But it was like watching the video game.
Yeah, yeah. You felt you were sitting there, go, So it was constantly, I could see my kids playing a video game, and you could see it sort of unravel on the screen. But we can take it quickly out of that now that we've discussed what we think the film is. What about it outside? Like you were saying, I thought that was a really great point about it being a love letter to Shahrukh by his fans. So this film came at a time the fans, as Mehru was saying, went straight ahead and endorsed it. They signed on it as a love letter, and they wanted to revive Shah Rukh Khan and revive the industry. Which is why now you see so much of the industry signing off on the film and saying how good it is and how how they appreciate it, how they're happy for Shah Rukh Khan, how they're so happy for Bollywood itself. So that has been that's I won't say it's a side drama. I think it was the main drama, and it was a message from the people and the viewers to everybody who's so critical and trying to ban everything that is good in Bollywood.
I just think, the film is far beyond, the headache of one person in the audience, or maybe several others. It is a celebration of a very joyous occasion. It has given so much of joy to the film industry and to the fans. And for that reason, it's a historic film that will be remembered, in times of hate, such viciousness, such hate mongering, such lack, people trying to even take away love from our lives by giving it bad names like love jihad. At a time like that, you have Pathan coming in and reinforcing our faith
There's
in.
one issue. I don't know about reinforcing her faith. It is shown Pathan is this character who's working with the deep state, as it were, with the external intelligence agency, and he's out there venging the bad and, fighting the bad for the good. Now, this nationalism, isn't it a little bit of hyper nationalism? Because I felt that it was a bit of hyper nationalism, and everybody cannot be that character where he has to be larger than life for people to go rah rah rah. Why can't it be? Because in that kind of a scenario, if you are actually selling that to the country, then the ones who are not larger than life, ordinary masses, the common person, is never going to be living up to that image created by Shahrukh Khan with his able body and his very, very Johnny Depp style.
But Seema, look what the film has done. It is trying to combat hyper-nationalism with hyper-nationalism, in art, in art. And also, what it is enforcing in people like us who don't believe in picking up a talwar or a gun. It's saying that you can combat hate, with the pen. You can
There
make
was no pen.
lovely movies.
But Mehru, there was no pen. It's hate with hate, anger with anger,
No, but
viciousness with viciousness, killing with killing.
no
There is
hate
there is
politics with the film. So this is a very creative, artistic exercise. Shah Rukh Khan didn't start abusing people who were troubling him in real life, but he makes a film, which spreads a certain kind of goodness, in a very maudlin, sentimental. So it's because when the lynchings were happening in real life and terrible things were happening, we were all so concerned. We said we can't compete with this. We can't, lynch for lynch. So what can we do? We can still write a poem. We can still make a film, and people will accept it with so much of joy. So I think it's reinforcing the creative Indians' faith in creative activities. Make a film, write a poem, continue journalism the way you think is the correct way of doing journalism.
depends on what you put into it. It can be continue with journalism. You could do what journalism that we see on television every night, or you can do a film of the kind which is larger than life, which is hyper nationalist, which plays to the same kind of stereotypes as we've been seeing in Bollywood for a long, long time. So what I'm trying to figure out for myself ever since having seen Pathan is this the real way to combat or to come back through? I mean, before, while you had gone away, I had said that it does. But now I'm playing the devil's advocate. And I really think that it is very difficult for this film to portray the message of peace and love and harmony instead, and because it has so much of anger and hate and violence in it. What do you think?
No, I think it is an indicator that you don't have to be murderous You don't have to resort to non-violence. You can, because there was a stage when I thought, whatever I write doesn't matter. Whatever work is my work. It my work became meaningless. But when I watch this film, I don't have to do what Shah Rukh Khan has done on screen, but I can make a film. I can continue to write. I can write a poem in the hope that it will be received with so much of love and positivity and hope. So what the film does is it's not asking you to become Rambo. It's asking you to just do what you're doing with greater love, just continue, have faith in the poem you write.
So it's like what I was saying also earlier is like what we are coming down to is that it's a comeback for Shah Rukh Khan. It's sort of because he had pretty been marginalized, and plus his son had been arrested, and all kinds of things had happened to him on a personal level. And it's a comeback to some extent of the old Bollywood, where, after several years of being continuously facing the hashtag ban Bollywood ban for so many years. Now it's come through as a blockbuster with the same characters who people didn't really like, and also it has come back with a message. As you feel, it has given you a message.
Exactly. Now, Bollywood, if whoever has the balls, can take the kind of movies they want to, you
Yeah.
know?
I think we need to mute people who are online. I
Yeah.
think people who are online have to be muted, and I would ask.
But Seema, my my question is, what if Pathan had not succeeded?
Yeah,
Would the lynchings and the harassment and the imprisonment
yeah.
of a certain section of society, would it have uh, increased? What if Pathan was a flop?
Just one second, Mehru, because I would ask the citizen people to either mute these people or mute yourself.
I Can you
Somebody
please
going on and on. Okay, carry on. That's your voice.
yeah,
Yeah,
can you
carry
please
on
yeah.
because I'm listening.
My question to you is hypothetical. I'm so glad it didn't happen. What if Pathan had failed at the box office? What if it had been rejected? Do you think the lynchings, the harassment, the imprisonment, the targeting of a certain section in society, would it have increased? Would it have become more cruel?
No, I think that I don't think so. I don't think Pathan has come as a hurdle or a barrier to any of that or any other agenda. I think Pathan has just helped Bollywood bring back certain stars who had faced personal hassles, somebody like Shah Rukh Khan and maybe Deepika herself. And it has also revived that industry, which was, like I said, facing a lot of targeting. I don't think this film can do anything more than that, if that also. Which is why I was asking you, which is why I was raising this question that can a film that advocates violence, that stands for violence as a message, and which promotes hyper-nationalism, which makes me very uncomfortable, regardless of which community it is, whether it's the Muslim or the Hindu, hyper-nationalism does give an uncomfortable feeling. Can that film actually do more than what it has already achieved, which is that it's a blockbuster and it has brought Shah Rukh Khan back? Whether Shah Rukh Khan himself is an epitome of, to use another word, a kind of resistance, I do not really think so. I don't think he has been, nor he himself would like to be. And even in his press conference, he said, don't read anything more into the film than there is in the film. So if you go by what he has asked everybody to do, then it's a larger, exaggerated, escapist video game. I'm being I'm being a
No.
little over the top on this, yeah.
despite Shah Rukh Khan giving us that advice, it's we are not bound to listen to that. We also, I mean, people will find lessons in the movie, or just see it as a quick entertainment. But everybody will find whatever they want to find, and only on hindsight we will know the
Yeah.
effect that Pathan has had on other filmmakers, who are sitting and twiddling their thumbs and biting their nails and wondering if they should really go ahead and make the kind of movies they want to, or to follow in the footsteps of certain other films which are almost, okayed by the deep state.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the latter part, the last scene of Pathan was, of course, interesting. Where
Yeah.
Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan are sitting and they're talking to each other, and they say, "Well, 30 years, we've done enough. Now we could take it as Bollywood. We could take it as a larger message, or you can take it, narrow it down to a message in the film where two persons have two actors are speaking." And one says, yes, 30 years is a long time, and somebody will replace us. He said, no, that guy is trying to come in. No, no, no. He's no good. He's no good. And then they hold hands and they get up and say, well, it's up to us to save the world, as it were. Now, all of us who, I'm not a Bollywood buff, but all of us who've been following the politics of recent years felt that it was a message out, right? It was a message saying that
Exactly.
here we are, this is old Bollywood, we are going to save Bollywood. And all these newcomers who are trying to come in, not through acting or through talent or through work, they're not going to be able to manage it. Did you
I
see it
don't,
this
I'm not sure if they say we'll save the world. They say we'll continue to act. So that is very important. You
way?
don't give up.
It's
You
up to
don't give,
us.
yes, you don't give up even in the face of, such cruelty that in real life a certain section of society is forced to face. So I think, and also this is the first time in cinema where you have crossover mention of 2 3 films. There's mention of Hrithik Roshan's War continuously. There is the actual appearance of Salman Khan from Tiger, and all these are Yash Raj productions. So they've played around with a new kind of a genre. They've
A
introduced
crossover,
three
yeah,
three of their films in one. So
yeah.
I think that was very cheeky, and I think very clever. Very, very clever, and it worked very well because the audiences went crazy watching Shah Rukh and Salman in the same frame, and Salman did a very good job, of whatever he did on top of the moving train. I think it was, again, a lot of good fun for a lot of people, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that I had to nurse a headache, for a couple of
Yeah.
hours.
So the
That's it.
last point, I think what really stands out now that the movie, we've seen it, the halls are not that full, though the excitement continues. There are people outside the film crew and the actors, the Bollywood lot, who are usually very critical of each other. They're very mealy mouthed about each other. They don't say good things about each other. But all of them are coming out in droves, really, whenever there's a camera to say how great Pathan was. It is
Yeah.
almost as if they are also looking at it as a sort of lifeline,
Yeah.
which has been dropped to them, which they can catch hold of and swim out of the sea. Although they did nothing to make the sea less stormy.
Yes, yes. So,
Right.
but that was the I think the courage of Yash Raj Productions and Shah Rukh himself. And Shah Rukh is very, very political. I mean, he's a very quiet politician. He also believes, I think, in expressing his politics through his work. So and his work is filmmaking, and his constant message has been you cannot love enough, and this kind of thought is most necessary at a time when we are living in the middle of so much of hate. So
Right.
it's I think it's a very very good message, and I'm so happy from the bottom of my heart that Pathan has done well, and it has because Shahrukh is also a gentleman. He has a certain reputation, and I'm so glad that all of it is intact. His comeback, his superstardom, the money he has made, his reputation as a gentleman, who doesn't mean ill to anyone. So all that is very good news, for for Bollywood and for the fans of Bollywood.
Yeah. And whether it's going to be a trailblazer like a film like Sholay remains to be seen. We'll know afterwards. I mean, it's not all about box office, but whether in the genre of films it's going to make an impact in the longer term. The short term impact we know. We know the money is flowing in. We know the people have supported it. We know that it is sending out messages. All of Bollywood is embracing it, as are the masses. But now we'll have to see whether in this long story of Bollywood, in the legacy of Bollywood, whether Pathan stands out as a unique film or not.
See, one of the film critics named her program, her TV program, Pathan is the kiss of life for Bollywood, and I think that says it all. It's a bad film that has come at a very good time.
That's what I
Bollywood
was going to say.
needed.
I said maybe another time, if we were not so polarized and all this was
Exactly.
happening, I don't think I would have gone and seen Pathan.
No, we would not have, because so it's a film that it's more than a film. I keep repeating that. It's a statement. It's an emotion.
That's why I was saying, Mehru, whether it is going to be in the art of filmmaking, any film that people are going to notice, or is it just important and
For the
extremely
moment. For the
because
moment,
of his life? Yeah.
For the moment, I think it was very important for Bollywood to get their confidence back. If Pathan does indeed do that, give filmmakers the confidence to continue to make the kind of film they want to, not the film that the state wants them to make. So this was very necessary, and even if a masala film like Pathan instills that confidence in filmmakers, then I think it's good for all of us.
No, it was a great slick production, definitely.
Yes,
It
yes.
might have nothing real about it, but then that is what one associates with Bollywood. Anyway, thanks, Mehru. We
Thank
will
you, thank
consider
you.
you. That
Love
was very,
talking about Shah Rukh Khan.
yeah, yeah, you're a fan. Bye.